On part 1 of our Canada 150 special, we took a look at Cayuga's racing history and talked about some of the top Canadian names in motorsports. Now for part 2, as we take a look at the reconstruction of the track now named Jukasa. I'm joined now by Alex Nagy. You were hired on as general manager in the fall. You have won 2 CANRace races here in the 90s. How special is this track for you?
It's really special to me. We've won 2 CANRace races, won a bunch of late model races. I've raced all kinds of different things here, so and it's close to my home. So it's been a track that has been my all-time favorite, and to get a chance to be part of the resurrection team has been pretty incredible.
How would you sum up the rich history of this facility?
It's long, for sure. I think probably there's no track in Canada that's had that, the number of stars come through here that have raced here in the past is huge, from, Dale Earnhardt to Rusty Wallace, Alan Kulwicki to Junior Hanley, Don Biederman, all the Canadian stars. So history is long here, and we're excited to be able to try to capture some of that and celebrate that whenever we can. And so, I know it's a new chapter for us, but we're really going to continue to, make sure we remember the history as well.
The track has sat vacant in recent years, but now bringing it back to racing action. What renovations have been made to the facility?
Oh boy, a lot of stuff that you've seen here today on the outside. As far as the footprint of the racetrack is the same, but everything is new, from the underground work, the underground services, from hydro to drainage to water. Everything's under the racetrack now, so there's no above wires. And of course, new base, increased the banking from 4 degrees to 9 degrees, and straightaways from no degrees to 4. So new wall on the outside, new pit road wall, whole new infield, hauler parking areas all redone. It'll be paved probably in about 3 weeks. The racetrack will get its final coat of asphalt in 2 weeks.
What races are coming up this year, and what series could we see possibly in future seasons?
Well, our grand opening is August 26th, 27th, featuring the APC Late Model Series. Twin 75s for them. It's the first ever twin race for that series. This is only its third year, so that series is becoming it's definitely Ontario's best series. The star power in that series is unbelievable, from Hathaway to Fitzpatrick to Gressel to there's just so many people that are in that series. I've been to the first 2 events this year, and the crowds have been huge, and the racing's been incredible. So we're excited to have them here. We'll also, wedged in between those 2 races, we'll have Outlaw Super Late Models, which we'll also have a bunch of guys doing double duty. We'll have, I think there's Brandon Watson, who's won the first 3 APC races. He's going to race a Outlaw car and an APC car. So is Gressel, Dwayne Baker, Jeff Hanley. There's a couple more too, so we're going to have a ton of star power. I know there's some names rolling around in the rumor mill that are looking to get something together to come to this race. And we'll also have a freestyle motocross show and a motorcycle trials demonstration with the Jordan Zoke Extreme Show.
And all that's just this year. I can't believe that was a long answer to the first part, I guess. So what series in addition to that? That's a lot already. Could we see in future years?
Yeah, hard to say. We've been contacted by a bunch of different series from Canada and the U.S. Too early to put something together concrete right now, but good thing is we've had a lot of interest from outside. I haven't had to call anybody yet, which is kind of a bonus, and I think you'll see some open wheel stuff here next year, however that works out to be. Of course, we'll have more late model racing, and you never know. I mean, we can do a lot here, whether we have a monster truck show or whatever. We can do a lot with this facility, so you have to keep watching as things unfold here after the August grand opening. We'll have some more announcements.
What else is there to see and do here at the track?
Well, we're a little bit unique in that we have a designated campground. We have about 800 to 900 campsites. Some are service, some are not. We also, out back in our camp area, have a pavilion where we have opportunity to do entertainment back there with a stage. So we'll have some people singing back there on Friday and Saturday night in August. We also we've acquired some more acreage. We've got about 350 acres now. So behind us to the east, we're starting some preliminary plans for a road course. So that'll be our next phase. And also east and northeast of where we're standing right now, we have an area designated for festival concert venue. So in 2018, you can look for a lot of activity in those two areas. I would expect there will be a big concert in 2018 that we'll be able to announce. The road course will be under construction, but that's our next step, and then who knows where we'll stop.
And now the track has a new name, Jukasa Motor Speedway. Where did that name come from?
The name is from our owners. Unfortunately had an accident that lost some of their relatives, and so the name's made up of three girls' names, Judy, Karen, and Sarah, and so it's just a paid tribute to the family.
It's a good tribute there. And now this is our Canada 150 special, so I've got to ask, is there a moment that stands out to you in Canadian racing history as being one of the top moments that you can remember?
Holy smokes. There's a lot. I think the first truck race here was pretty exciting. The first Xfinity race in Montreal was exciting. I personally think that there's been some incredible short track, oval track racing in this country, and there's so many to name, and I think a lot of the top events that would be on people's list would happened right here at the former Cayuga Speedway.
And where can viewers find more information on Jukasa?
You can go to our website at jukasamotorspeedway.com or Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Jukasa Motor.
All right, Alex Nagy, thank you for speaking with me.
Thank you.
And now we're going to have a tour of the track. Let's start with Caitlin.
Thanks, Bryce. So Alex took us on a tour of their newly renovated tower. The top floor houses 4 of their 7 VIP suites. The rest are located on the second floor. All of their suites have catering and are a liquor license facility. In fact, all of the track grounds are liquor licensed, including their camping grounds. Also on the second floor is the announcer and officials booth. The announcer's booth is on the right, and on the left is where the series officials will be, who will control the behind-the-scenes components of the race. Next, Alex showed us around the first floor, which will house the media center. There's also a room on this level that will be for press conferences before and after the race. At the moment, the media center is being used as a headquarters and boardroom where the blueprints of the track are still on display. Now, let's check out the track itself.
Let's walk up the track. As you see, this is 9 degrees banking on the turns. What an uphill track that it is. And it really can almost create like a slide or something here. It's quite a lot of banking. And if you come see here, this is between turns 3 and 4. All turns are the same. They're 9 degrees. And up above here is where the campground areas are. So they have plenty of spots where people can come camp for the night, stay for the day, watch all the racing action. And even an interesting thing here too with the track wall is that this is on an angle too. It's on a downward angle so that it collects the cars rather than other tracks that may have it slanted the other direction and the cars get shot up over the wall. So as you can see here, this is all the different camping area just off the sides of turns 3 and 4.
We're here in pit lane at Jukasa, and I don't know if you guys know much about Dover and Bristol, but this track's almost kind of designed like a mix for the banking and the way the pit lane works. If you think about Dover, the pit lane does curve at the very end, just like this track. This track has 32 options for the pits, which is going to be good for pretty much any series you want. You can get a full truck series field, you get a full Pinty series field, and all the local tracks, and that's great. So yeah, it's great. It looks fantastic. They just finished paving it not long ago, and they're going to add a couple more things to it. And right here, when you look here in the infield, this is where we're going to keep all the competitors and everything. There's not going to be camping, but it's going to be a great place, kind of like when you go to tracks like Delaware, for example, where all the teams will be there for basically every series, and it's kind of a great way to keep it all together. You have the exit right here, and that's it.
Here's a look at the area where the haulers will be parked, so where the different teams will come in, they'll unload the car and everything. It's dirt now, but it will be paved over before the track opens. And then if you come around here, you can see that the teams will then come with, I guess, their ATVs or whatever they use to bring their pit boxes down. This is the entry from the area where the haulers are parked to the track. So teams can come across here, come across the backstretch to the infield, and set up their stalls along pit road. That's also where the inspection area is. You see the porta potty. It's right beside that is where the inspection will take place, and there's as well an infield building for that.
So we've talked about the pit road, we've talked about the turns, but what about the front stretch? Now this is something you don't see at a lot of tracks at all. The front stretch is actually slanted 4 degrees. There's banking on the front stretch. Now they had to cut back the grandstand just a little bit. I'll meet you guys up at the grandstands and we can talk about that. So here we are in the grandstands at Jukasa Speedway, and if you look over at the track, they've actually widened the front stretch. So now it's 60 feet across. And that's actually taken away a huge chunk of their grandstand space. The grandstands used to hold 10,000 fans, and now still a big number, but it only holds 7,500 fans.
Now here's a look at some of the NASCAR Pinty Series drivers' favorite Canadian racing moments.
I'd say last year when we won the championship without any funding, that was pretty memorable for me, and I hear from a lot of fans how cool they think it was, so I want to say that for sure.
Same for you.
Well, I would agree that wish you had done me first, but I would, for us it's pretty easy. But, that was a big moment for us as a family and as a race team, so last year's championship was pretty stellar.
You know what? The Canadian Series is, they always have a big event here in Delaware. They call the Great Canadian 300, which used to be the McCurley Millen 300, which was when I was a kid was the real big. So they used to get 8,000 people here and fill the stands. And when I was a kid here, it was a dream to maybe someday be involved, but it was just fun to come and watch too and see some of the guys. And when you're a little guy, all the drivers they're all heroes to you. So good to see. I always enjoy that weekend for my Canadian racing moment.
Oh my God, but definitely when I won the championship in '09, it's been a dominate season, a lot of wins, and win the championship. Plus with Mopar, I give their first win on iCar 4 years ago. So yeah, those races have been awesome and just good memory. Well, it's my win in 2015 at GP3R. I think with the finish like this with Andrew Ranger was quite exciting and the biggest race of the year, so that's for sure that's my best moment.
It's got to be racing go-karts growing up, winning the world championships. I won 2 years in a row in 97 and 98, I believe, Formula 125. That's got to be one of the best accomplishments I've ever had in racing.
Oh, well, I'd say my win last year at Chaudière was pretty special with Caden. I mean, it was my first NASCAR win, and it was, to have a thriller like that for the last 25 laps, it's something you can only write down in a movie, so it was something special.
Thanks for watching our Canada 150 special from Jukasa Motor Speedway, or as some of you may know better as Cayuga Motor Speedway, as you can see the old sign behind me here. So that will do it for our coverage. Happy Canada Day. For Caitlin Patrick and Stephen Ellis, I'm Bryce Turner. Thanks again, and I hope you enjoyed our coverage. Special thanks to Dave Franks for providing us with historic photos and context. And special thanks to Alex Nagy for welcoming us to Jukasa and giving us a tour of the track.